Okay, I'm just getting my head wrapped around the fuel lines. So the tank's gonna sit here. The air tank sits here, so the fuel line's gotta go under. The fuel filter, I think it'll be nice out of the way if I bolt it down here. So you can see there's a bracket on there. So I can have it kind of bolted like this. And it's a perfect height to go through this notch out in the frame rail. So then if I grab an electrical fish tape, my braided line, and I got a couple rubber grommets, if I fish the line through the rail, put the inner fender well on here just to kind of see where it would come out because the cab sits right here. And I pop out right here, I should be able to get the fuel rails up and along the firewall nice and neat. You won't be able to see them. And then if I drill a hole, pop these in and the braided line will come right out. So it'll be protected. The frame rails are a little bit difficult with the chop and block chassis. Like there isn't a lot of room to run them without kind of bending in and out. And you can't even really get around that. Same with the outside. So it kind of works out because it'll be much more cleaner. I have done research. Other people, I guess, have done it before. So and there is no fittings, right? The fittings are all on the outside. And you'll be able to have access to them. So I think if I fish both fuel line supply and the return line through there, it should be for a nice, neat look. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, that was a lot harder than I thought, but got the first line through. Did that little rubber gasket in there so it seals it to protect it. Yeah, so I have enough room to get an A-N fitting on here. And then I'll be able to go up. Not sure where I'm going to run that along the lower firewall so you can't see it, but that worked out good there. I'm just fishing the second line, and it comes out perfectly right here. So it's got a nice sweep radius. I shouldn't need anything there. And then I'll mount the fuel filter right here, and that'll tie right in. So that'll be the outlet from the pump, and then the return will come below. Okay, to get these sensors hooked up right here. So they got these arms on them. So you gotta kind of figure out all the math and where to drill them. The mounts came on the chop and block chassis, which was pretty sweet, but I figured all the math out, drilled a hole through the lower control arm. There. Tapped it. And now I'm going to Loctite and screw in this rod. And then it'll be a kind of a standoff for the arm to fit against, so it sits perfectly parallel. All right, I'm just working on the front sensors. So they mount to the upper control arm with this bracket, and then you can see the sensor mounts there, and it mounts, there was a mount for provision on the chop and block chassis. So I got these clamps to mount them. I got them from Switch Suspension, and they just go around your upper control arm. But I kind of had to modify them to make the sensor fit. So I've bent it up on an angle, as you can see, so that the top arm can fit through and tie into the sensor arm. So I'm just kind of trying to figure all this out. Now this one's fully done, it all works. I've bagged it, lifted it up, so I'm just gonna repeat it on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna end this video with an update kind of where I'm at, just so you guys kind of see where the progress is and where I'm heading next. As far as the airlines go, I got all the adapters fully in, the bags. I've ran some nice lines. I've installed bulkhead fittings, you can see. So there's a nice clean finish. So if I ever have to take the bag out or anything like that for repair, it's a quick disconnect. I've ran the airlines nice and neat. You can't really see it with the sway bar. And then these literally just 90 straight into the tank right there. The ones that come from the front, they're just temporarily hooked up so I can still use it. But that comes 90s up the frame rail and straight into the tank as well. So you won't see very much as far as airlines go. Compressors are fully mounted. Wires are tucked in here, kind of sitting out ready to be wired. Same with that side. Gas tanks all in, compressors all in. Gonna have to remove this to pull some more wires through the frame rail. Here's the bag on this side. All the sensors are in. Those are all finished, the AccuAir sensors. So I just need to do a nice loom cable over this with 2 little clips so it's perfectly nice and clean. As you can see, sensors are done. What else? Brake lines are done. Those are tied in, flex lines into here. Air lines come nice and neatly out this grommet, fish through the frame rail and right in. Sensors are installed for the bags. Wired comes through here and wires nice and neatly. It'll get clipped onto that airline. So it's all pretty clean in there. I just got to put a cover on this sensor. What else? Okay, so I've hooked up the power steering pump. I've already ran all the lines and hooked it up to the rack down here. So that's already been done. I've had the rad completely hooked up. I've had the rads right here. It's all been in and hooked up, test fit. So those are all done. The fuel lines are left right here as far as I can take them until the cab comes. So I'm kind of at a standstill. I got the fittings in for the transmission coolant lines, and those just dip down and go right into the bottom of the rad. But I've got ends on the 2 lines already, but I haven't fully finished just because the rad's going to be in and out for wiring. So I'm just going to kind of leave that there. What else? Yeah, as you can see, the next step I have here is all the wiring. So that's what we're doing next. The cab is, apparently I'm told it'll be done in a week. So I'm driving up to go pick up the cab, the whole front end, and a couple pieces to get the box put on. So that'll keep me going to almost get the truck completely wrapped up. So I'm driving to go pick up the cab. So I can't do a whole lot other than running. Yeah, that's what I got to do. I got to run the 1 brake line, which is, the front ones are already all done. The back one, I need the cab, of course, so I can come up through the inner fender well and see where that goes. But this brake line just runs nice and neatly along there to a flex line that goes from here to the rear end, and then I'll just tie the both calipers in. So I have all that ready. I'm going to do that in the meantime. That's easy though. It'll only take me an hour. And then here, I'm just going to get in to show you my next step. So if you've ever seen something that's overwhelming, well, here it is. I've never wired before. Not that I don't think I think I can. But as you can see, this is the AccuAir box. There's a lot of stuff going on there. This is the power door locks that have to be wired and figured out. This is the switches for the power windows. The power window regulators have to be figured out. Here's the AccuAir, all the wiring for the diagrams, the actuators. And then the controls for the bed tilts all in there. Ignition, push to start, it's all the wiring in there. All the digital control wiring, all the new headlight wiring. The full engine control model that has to be completely ripped apart so I can, like I said, I would have done a painless kit or something had I known. I'm learning though. All this crap loom. It's got it all come off for braided, nice braided loom, I guess. Or what's it called? Whatever it's called. I have a whole bunch of it here. Can't think of it right now. But I gotta do it properly. So we're gonna rip it all out. This whole harness has to be, stock harness has to be kind of cut out and redone so I can tuck it properly. Transmission control module, and then this is the whole kit for entire, lights and power windows and power doors, like the domestic wiring, as I would say. So this is all the wiring, and the cab's coming soon. So I'm pretty much, my next step is to get the cab on so I can start wiring the motor, get the engine control module put in. Then I'm going to tuck and wire the motor completely hidden, neat, and then we're going to fire the motor. Once the motor's fired, I'm going to keep going on the wiring. So this video, I'm going to kind of stop it here because this is kind of where I'm at. And then I just wanted to say, you guys are going to meet somebody in the video. My buddy Dennis. So he's built a whole bunch of cars. He's built his own motors from scratch. He's made his own harnesses. He's done all sorts of stuff. He's a tile guy by trade. Puts tile in custom homes and stuff like that. But he's going to come and give me a hand. The reason being, I want to get this truck on the road for this summer, because to show you guys what it looks like outside right now. So in Canada, we rely on our summers to get anything done and enjoy things. So if I don't get this thing done by summertime, I'm waiting a whole nother year to take it to some car events and enjoy it. So Dennis is going to come and give me a hand. I think he'll help me cut off a lot of time just trying to figure out all the wiring. I think it would probably take me a couple months, whereas he'll be able to cut that down in no time, and then that'll help me get this truck complete. So you guys will see him soon. He'll be in the next video. But let's just leave that there. This is it. I think it's looking pretty good. Happy with all the progress. Next video, you'll see I'll have the cab back from paint, and then we'll be digging into all the wiring. All right? Till then.